Baker's Barbecue, no doubt about it. We actually ate there last night, got up and went and had lunch there today. It's that good, no doubt. I want to give a couple shout-outs to some sponsors that have pitched in for our super late model division. I want to give a shout-out to HG Racing, dropping a cool $5,000 added to the purse here for the late models, and Vacaville Excavating and Trucking, Paul Guglielmani, puts up another $1,000 that we've spread through the field as well. $2,000 to win tonight. This next race, 30 laps for $2,000. That's a good way to start the Budweiser Nationals. Tomorrow, we're going to drop another $1,000 to the leader and make it $3,000 to win. That's a good run. A guy can walk out of here with $5,000.
That's a very, very good chunk of change. If you pick up 2 A main event victories, that's a little bit easier said than done.
Yeah, it's a lot easier said than done, John.
As we have some heavy, heavy hitters in the late model division here tonight.
Well, we're going to see what this racetrack does, because from all that dust that was out there a little while ago, throwing some water down, now the track, like you said, has started to slick off. We're starting to see a little bit of black on it. We'll see who has hit the setup. I'm going to tell you right now, keep your eyes on that 111. If they're good on the setup, that CT525 that's dominated the Pacific Northwest, I know it's a crate motor, but it has been outrunning these big monster motors all over the place. We'll see if Joey Tanner can pull it off. He is the lone representative in the late models in the state of Oregon, but he's got some bad news around him, and he'll be starting deep in the field with a rough start to night number 1, breaking the rear axle.
Yeah, we'll see what he has for the field once again in a crate mode. But tonight is not the night that you will need that big-time horsepower from those fire-breathing, huge cubic inch engines in the late model division. That 527 creating about 650, 700 horsepower is going to be plenty of power to be able to put down on those 15-inch Hoosiers on this dry, slick track.
We'll see. We'll see who has been on their A game and watching the track, and what teams have done as far as adjustments to their cars to keep their driver up front. A lot of action down there in Victory Lane right now with the IMCA Modifieds. The Dotson gang celebrating. Kiefer still right there. A couple of guys we've seen win this in the last couple of years. Modified talent here at this Budweiser Nationals is absolutely amazing. It's really something to watch.
Yeah, the talent here at Bakersfield, week in, week out, second to none. As you can see, one of our local drivers getting paid all the checks.
He's the fastest guy in the country right now. I mean, you can't say otherwise.
Definitely. Those Victory Circle chassis are built right here in Bakersfield, California. So right down here on the southeast side of town is the Victory Circle stable. And a lot of those cars making their way back east. And tonight picking up an A main event victory in a Victory Circle chassis is Ethan Dotson.
No, we've got 17 of them. All right, super late models rolling onto the track right now. 30 laps is the distance. We're going to take you through the starting lineup for tonight's A main event. $17 cars scheduled to start in the feature. And your front row will look like this. Out of Bakersfield, California, wearing the 9XXX on the door. He's starting on the pole position. That is Chet Reeves. Outside of him, from Auburn, California, the number 37, Ray Trimble. Inside row number 2, driving the number 27 in from Marina Del Rey. That is Nick Bartels. And on the outside of the second row, the number 74, from Pescadero, California, Dennis Souza. Inside row number 3, driving the number 75 from Santa Maria, California, that is Rick Coffey. He'll be lining up against the number 22X of Randy Schaefer out of Vacaville. In the 22G, another Vacaville driver, that is Paul Guglielmani. And to his outside, that's his son in the 28G, Clark Guglielmani. Row number 5 on the inside, we find the number 4P out of Chico, California, Richard Pappenhausen. To his outside, the C4 of James Cornelius from Tulare, California. Driving the number 23 JR, that is Tyler Lightfoot from Placerville, California. And to his outside of the number 32B, just finished third in the modified feature, that is Cody Laney. On the inside of row number 7, driving the number 23 is Mike Lightfoot out of Placerville. To his outside, the 98 of Kylie Ricardo from Woodlands, California. In the number 10 in, that's the Sandman Rob Sanders starting on the inside of row number 8. To his outside, starting deep in the field tonight, that is Bobby Hogue from Salinas. And at the back of the pack, driving the number 111, Joey Tanner out of Portland, Oregon.
Looks like they've got the 6 cars from the Dasher, 1 through 6 right now. You've got Bartels,
Schaefer on the outside, Pappenhausen, Laney. Inside row number 3 is the 10 in of Sanders, and his outside, Bobby Hogue. I went off the lineup. I should have been looking at the track. My fault.
Welcome to
All right, here we go. We're set to let them fly out at turn number 4. Bartels will bring us to the green flag, and we are going racing. Super late models here at the Budweiser Nationals. Everybody on the throttle down the front stretch into turn number 1. Bartels on the bottom, already 3 wide behind your leader. Here comes Cody Laney in the 32B. Cody Laney going to jump to the outside of Bartels in turns 3 and 4 on the throttle. He's going to go to the front out at turn number 4 and lead lap number 1, 3 wide with Hogue, Schaefer, and Pappenhausen down the front stretch.
Those guys getting it 3 wide across the front stretch. We got one, that's one of the Lightfoot cars, the 23, coming up sour on the back stretch. That was having some issues from the get-go. They just couldn't get that car figured out tonight.
It's an unfortunate start for the Budweiser Nationals. They'll get one more attempt at it tomorrow night, see if they can get that car working.
You know, I'm going to start calling Joey Tanner the Black Cat.
The Black Cat?
He's got like 9 lives when it comes to the Budweiser Nationals.
It's been an unbelievable history with him in this racetrack. He's either up front running for the lead, or he is struggling in qualifying and bouncing off the walls or stripping spools out of the rear end. They rebuilt that rear end tonight in about an hour and a half, talking with car owner Pete Bound down here in the grandstands a little while ago. The car's good to go because Richard Pappenhausen just happened to have the part that they needed and said, hey, guys, here it is.
Right,
and that's why you see the 111 back on the track.
Correct axle with the correct
They had it
in
all.
It, so, yeah, that was
what are
nuts.
the chances of that?
Well, I don't know what it is. That 111 just, 2 years ago he had the yard sale after night number 1, and everybody came over and was swapping broken parts for fixed parts, and he put it all back together.
And nearly won this event. We'll see what he can do tonight. He's got a lot of fast guys ahead of him and not a lot of track time tonight with the 111. We'll see what he can do if the cards will fall his way. But right now he is deep in the field with some bad company up front. That 32B, your leader, Cody Laney. Bartels, last year's feature winner here.
Yep, then we've got Guglielmani,
that's Schaefer
and
Hogue and Pappenhausen in your top 5. Behind Pappenhausen, that is the 37 of Trimble. Then it's the 10 of Sanders, Reeves, Clark Guglielmani. All right, we're going to try it one more time out of turn number 4, looking for a green flag. Here we go, going back to racing.
Well, it looks like Joey Tanner was right there on the back bumper. Chet Reeves got his tires up there spinning a little bit, and he's going to take over that position and move forward.
Well, he put that right rear corner on the front stretch wall. Sparks flying as he drug it down just past the flag stand. Tanner really using all of the racetrack. High side through turns 1 and 2, down low in turns 3 and 4. Cody Laney all by himself up front. He's already a half a straightaway ahead of Pappenhausen, now sitting in the number 2 spot. Good run going for Richard Pappenhausen.
Pappenhausen able to capitalize on a unfortunate restart and getting up there into the 2nd spot. But right now he's got 22 G. He's also got Bartels and Bobby Hogue all right there with him, waiting to capitalize. Cody Laney coming up on some slower traffic right now. Makes it by with no problem. That's the 98. That young lady, she's been fighting that car all night as well.
They have been struggling with the setup. Kylie Ricardo, that is a 604 crate motor in that number 98 machine, giving up a lot of horsepower to some of these heavy hitters as they make their way by her here on lap number 6.
Yeah, I think 604 crate motor, that's probably got about half as much horsepower as Rob Sanders has in his.
Absolute fact. Rob Sanders has brought some heavy artillery, and Sanders right now finds himself in the number 7 spot. There is not a lot of traction out there with these guys skating all over the place. Bobby Hogue now starts to reel in the 32B of Cody Laney. Those two drivers have separated themselves from the rest of the field for the most part of a straightaway advantage over the 27N of Nick Bartels. Hogue inching closer and closer.
C4 getting the hold your line because here comes a car, and if you blink, he's going to fly by you. And that is the 32B.
Look at Bobby Hogue run right up onto the right rear quarter panel of Cody Laney through turns 1 and 2. Puts the pressure on him into turn number 3. Cody Laney very good on the exit of turn number 4. Pulls away from Bobby Hogue, but this is the end where Bobby Hogue seems to be very much faster. I mean, he is quite a bit faster through turn 1 and 2, but he has to use the lower line. It can't get the drive it needs to get by the 32B of Laney.
This is one of those things that we've seen before. The 32B, really fast through 3 and 4. The other car that he's dealing with, faster through 1 and 2.
And that is, yeah, we saw that a couple years ago. We know what happened.
Yeah, we don't want to see that one again. But here comes Cody Laney in that 32B machine.
As we talk about those guys, keep your eyes on the 27N of Nick Bartels. Nick Bartels starting to reel those guys in as well. He is right there with them into turn 3. Top 3 drivers, nose to tail, making their way through lap traffic, getting by the 74 of Souza.
And talk about deja vu. Bartels was 3rd when all that stuff happened the last time. And he was able to capitalize to take home the win. So, I mean, crazy, stranger things have happened here at Bud Nationals.
And we've seen some strange stuff here at this race.
Lap number 15 in the books is Cody Laney coming up on the backside of the 9 XXX of Chet Reeves. Chet Reeves having a very difficult time tonight, but as he's holding up Cody Laney, here comes Bobby Hogue.
Bobby Hogue trying to make some big-time moves here in lap traffic as they put a lap on the 9 XXX of Reeves. Now facing heavy lap traffic just ahead of him. Laney and Hogue nose to tail on the backside of the 22G of Clark. That's Paul Guglielmani.
Coming out of turn 4, able to get past the C4 with no issues. They're going to be coming up on more lap traffic in a hurry.
Joey Tanner now races his way into the top 5 from scratch on the field.
And he's looking at the back of Pappenhausen right now for that 4th position. He's able to keep that car rolling nice and smooth.
Watching Tanner on the last couple of laps, a little higher entry into turns 1 and 2, making a lot of moves out of turn 2 on the backstretch. Ray Trimble touches the front stretch wall out of turn number 4. Tanner now putting the pressure to the 4 of Pappenhausen right here in lap traffic. Pappenhausen high out of turn number 2. Tanner slides by to move to the number 4 spot.
Tanner going past a few cars. He's got a couple more markers to get through as Pappenhausen kind of gets blocked off there as well.
Could be very interesting if a caution comes out and bunches these guys up to see what'll happen. Right now it's all Cody Laney up front, setting a wicked fast pace ahead of the 2 of Hogue and the 27 of Bartels.
22 laps down, almost 23, as your leader coming across the start-finish line now of Cody Laney.
Cody Laney is really putting a hurting on these guys. Joey Tanner